Melody, may I talk with you? Melody, I wasn't expecting her to use that name. I suppose I can pardon it just this once. Oh, yeah, of course. I take a seat next to her. Yuri looks at me, a mix of expectancy and nervousness. I give her my best smile in an attempt to reassure her. I'm listening. Take your time. I'm... Tears start forming in her eyes as she looks into mine. I am so sorry. I know I haven't been honest and straightforward with you. It's just been so difficult. Sayori did say you might be having a hard time. Monica seemed to hint at something as well, but she never told me much. Yes. Well, Yuri sighs. As you've no doubt noticed, I suffer from panic attacks. Noticing Yuri's struggles, I can't help but think that pushing her will start one of those panic attacks. Take it slow, deep breaths, okay? You don't have to tell me everything all at once if you're uncomfortable, you know. I do want to. Yuri stops, making sure no one heard her. Please allow me to elaborate, even just a little bit. Okay. She takes in deep breaths and looks back at me. I have a troubled family. That's where my panic attacks stem from. I see. A bit short, but... And... Yuri looks me dead in the eyes. The blood on Natsuki's cheek on Monday. That was me. Wait, what? Huh? I cut myself. It's how I cope when I have a panic attack. But it's just too much to bear. Yuri grimaces, the tears still flowing. Natsuki tried to help me, but she likes to push too much. She came closer and closer, trying to grab my knife as I screamed. And Yuri takes a deep breath. I accidentally hurt her instead. That explains a lot.
Well, actually explains one thing.
I wanted to tell you, but I just couldn't. I was too scared. Stressed, anxious, still overwhelmed after everything that happened. I just left. I tried to pretend nothing happened. That I was fine. I didn't have any panic attacks at all. But in that moment, when I was nearly hit by that car, the stress and panic came back in full force. Yes. I had to go home where it was safe. Please forgive me, MC. Yuri, I can't imagine what it's like to have all that anxiety and to lose control of yourself like that. I just want to understand, Yuri. I want to know you more than I do. Even after everything I told you, we all have skeletons, right? And one more thing. You're brave. Yuri pauses, taken aback. Huh? Telling me this. I have a feeling it probably isn't the full story yet, but just by doing that. Well, you're already a lot braver than me, I can say that for sure. Yuri looks at me, her tears past dried. So I just want to say, it's okay, Yuri. If you want to cry, please, you've earned it. Yuri slowly leans into me, her tears flowing once more. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Yuri hicks as she begins to sob. Melody. Just this once, Melody. Yuri wraps her arms around me, giving me a light hug. Her tears flow into my chest as I return the hug, rubbing her back. Thank you, Melody. Thank you. Of course. I spend the next few minutes rubbing her back to comfort her as she gets the rest of her tears out of her system. Afterwards, Yuri wipes her tears as she gives herself some space. But before I forget... Well, we should do the flyers. Oh, you're right. Completely crossed my mind.
Or slipped your mind would be the thing.
You want to walk together? Yuri can't help but be surprised once more. Really? Yeah. Then... She gives a bright smile. Let's go. I can't help but think how much she's trying. Trying to be more than she is. With her panic attacks, if I was in her place, I wouldn't let anybody know. Someone knowing something like that about me would make me want to tear my own heart out. But she told me anyways, which is probably what makes her too good for me. Is this the start of her opening up? Will she tell me about her family? About what Natsuki said to her? I hope so. It'll probably just take time. She probably needs that time. Yeah. We both walked downstairs looking for a place to hang up our posters. I can't find anywhere to put this. You really picked a good one at the library, you know. Thanks. Looking around, an empty yet nostalgic classroom grabs my attention. As I slowly approach it, I notice how silent it truly is. Nobody around here. Yet it is technically the most important classroom in the school. At least according to teachers. Yuri looks over in my direction. See, are you sure? I don't know many people will go here. I'm sure, Yuri. I put the poster near the door. The form classroom deserves it. As we walk back, I see Natsuki walking behind us. Poor Natsuki. Maybe I should... Yuri, give me a moment, okay? I'll meet you back in the literature club. Sure. I approach Natsuki, who looks at me in surprise. What is it? Natsuki, sorry for never checking up on you after that thing on Monday. I assume you two talked about it. Yeah, we did. This is why I keep an eye on Yuri. While she simply seems shy, she's seen a lot of things, been hurt, and I don't want that to ever happen again. I get that, but she's not a child, Natsuki. You don't have to agonize over her like she is one. She's so much stronger than you think. Natsuki lets out a sigh. Well, being strong is hard. It's a little bit easier if you have someone watching your back. And she has all of us. She's important to all of us. So, be a good friend to her. She flicks a finger against my chest. Don't take that responsibility lightly. We all bear it. Responsibility. I stare into Natsuki's eyes, taking a deep breath. I promise. Good. Well then, let's go back. I give her a steady nod. I agreed. As we walk in, Sayori and Monica seem to already be waiting for us. Welcome back, everyone. Satisfied with your placements? We all nod in agreement. Then I will conclude the day. Thank you all. Monica gives a small curtsy before walking behind the teacher's podium. I walk over to Monica, standing next to her. No, I have to thank you all. It was fun. No, what's gonna be more fun, though? What? Sleep over at my place. I bet Mel forgot about it. I did not. I might have done. I look at Yuri and give her a smile. And as I do, she smiles back. We'll be there as long as you don't forget to make your house tidy. Looking forward to it. Monica gives a nod in agreement. As we pack our bags, I decide to go to Yuri. Hey, Yuri. I know it's late, but want to head home together? Really? I wouldn't mind. I grab her hand, prompting her to look at me. She stares at me deep into my eyes. I can sense it. A sense of relief. Both of our thoughts aligned. I think she understands. And I can't be any more grateful for that.
Alright, Saturday. So it's almost time for that thing. But there's going to be like a little bit more day before it, probably.
A yawn escapes my lips as I stretch, my eyes slowly preparing to open and welcome the new day. Oh. I check the time. 5:39. Too early to have the alarm wake me, but too late to go back to bed. Geez, thanks, circadian rhythm. I prepare myself, get dressed, and head off to eat some delicious breakfast. Last week I was pretty stressed about all kinds of things. But now I feel pretty good. The festival. Will it really bring new members? Well, Monica would love that for sure. It will get a bit busy if there's going to be 7 people, but oh well. Having eaten a delicious breakfast, and having a large amount of time left till I have to be at work, I decide to head off early. I stop walking near a certain now recognizable house. Hey, that's where Yuri and I found that cat. I wonder where it is now. Should I take a cat as a pet? That's food for thought. I continue on, eventually reaching the cafe. Walking in, I see that the place isn't as busy as I expected it to be this time of morning.
Hey, kid.
Oh, hey, boss.
You're quite early. You're quite early? Oh no, it's because of the way he pronounces things. Yeah, that's fine. Probably fine. Everything's alright.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Where's everyone? I thought it was just that little bit extra early, not like massively early.
Would be amazed at how many people simply order coffee 10 minutes before work begins and rush their whole morning. Haha, not like I blame them.
I look at the clock. 7:10. Anything special on your end?
I don't think so. This cafe rarely has hardships. You know why?
Because of your great leadership.
Oh, don't flatter me. It's because of people like yourself. People who care about what they do and do their utmost best.
Oh, well, you know why we do that.
Hmm?
Because you actually care about them.
Ah, that's true.
The boss gives a bright grin before glancing around.
By the way, how are you and that Yuri lass? Well, literature club shenanigans.
Everything's well. We're actually having a sleepover tonight.
Really? I used to love those when I was younger. A lot younger than you are now, mind you. Haha. Make sure you enjoy it, alright, kiddo?
As other workers slowly enter the building and go to their posts, it becomes clear that it's time to work. I will. And boss? He looks at me, curiosity in his eyes. I know I try not to be chummy with you, but thanks. Thanks for being there and giving me advice. The boss looks at me, deciding on his response.
Always, kid. If something ever happens, you can always come to me. Be sure to keep me up to date, eh?
Will do.
Now, good luck on the job, kid. We got work ahead of us.
See you. As we walk to our posts, I can't help but feel happy. At this time, things seem to be going perfectly. No drama with me in the literature club. Yuri trusting me. And even a sleepover. I can't begin to ask for more. Thanks for coming. Another satisfied customer. Slowly but surely, as time goes on, people leave as the cafe nears closing time. As I clean up my post and put everything back in place, I return to the back.
Great job again, kid.
Thanks.
Make sure you enjoy that sleepover of yours, eh?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good. And I'll see you next week.
The boss scratches his chin.
Also, I know this is probably your first time in a long time having a sleepover, so don't be afraid to give me a call or text if you need anything, kiddo. I'll be around.
I muster up a smile. Thank you, boss. Enjoy your weekend too.
Will do, kid. And then it was time for the thing. But we gotta skip through the whole thing because there will be little bits here and there that are probably different, and the scene afterwards is gonna be different. And then we'll be done with Undercurrents. My goodness, it's been so long. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it's probably just a me thing, and visual novels not really being my thing. For as much Doki Doki as I play on this channel. Yeah, it's like I said last time. If DDLC was not a meta horror game, it would not be nearly as memorable, I don't think. And the slice of life stuff, I only have so much stomach for it, really. I do feel like Yuri's route has been the best balanced in that regard, though. It actually feels like it was about her, and we got to, like, have her character develop as well as our relationship with her develop. Monika's was kind of like that, I guess, but it was a little more on the plot side with the things happening in her family life and all that. And it was also a little bit thirsty with, like, the Melody finding Monika so attractive and all that. And we've been over this before. Yuri's route was basically all thirst, and Natsuki's route was not so much about Natsuki, it was about the distance between us and Natsuki. I just don't know. If anything, I'm a bit surprised they developed Yuri as much as they have so far, because it's felt like they're saving the juicy stuff for later chapters. Which makes sense, because it's intended to be a long mod. I don't know how much of this is all actually necessary. Whenever you've got a slice of life thing like this, it can be difficult to tell how much is fluff and how much is important. And, like, a good rule of thumb is that a scene should do, like, one of three things. It should either characterize the characters, it should advance the plot, or it should build the world, basically. If your scene is doing one of those three things, then it has a place in a story. And whenever you have a long series like this, slice of life things like this, it can beg the question just how much of it you can trim out and still be fine. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of fluff in this so far, but I do feel like some routes were more eventful than others, and I just don't know. It's hard to gauge whether it's just me not being that into it, or if there's some lacking in the mod itself.
Moving back into the kitchen, I spy Yuri still lying there in a puddle of her own ketchup. She sneaks a peek at me with one eye through her hair, then shuts it again, or no, then shuts it and goes rigid again. Waiting to be revived, I think. She's loving the hell out of this. I kneel down beside her and touch her upper leg. Although her eyes remain closed, I see the corners of her mouth twitch into a smile. Oh, Yuri, it's just so tragic. You youthful flower, cut down in your prime, leaving me all alone in the world. Wherever will I go? Whatever will I do? I keel over, the side of my head resting on her chest, and start keening away. I've never put on a more convincing show of it. So convincing that I even end up shedding a few real tears. I must lay you to your eternal slumber. Burial at sea is as good an option as any, I suppose. Hoisting her onto my shoulders, I convey her up the stairs, caterwauling all the way.
You can pick her up? Man, you're like kind of strong.